Hi everyone, I'm Marianne, and I've been studying ways to better communicate about the protection offered by differential privacy. So today I'll be sharing some of the lessons that my collaborators and I have learned through this research. The purpose of differential privacy is to allow for aggregate data analysis without revealing information that is specific to any particular individual. So for example, if I'm an app developer, maybe there's some kind of app usage data I want to collect so that I can improve the app. Users may be willing to share data that helps improve the app, but they may not want to share detailed information about their app usage at an individual level. So we want to hide those details that are specific to individuals while still getting this bird's eye view of the general patterns in app usage across all our users. We can achieve this by injecting random noise. So the key idea is that if we choose the right level of noise, we can obscure what's going on at the individual level, but still get a general sense of what's going on at the aggregate level. And there are two different points in the data collection process where we might add noise. In the local model, we add noise before collecting and storing the data in a centralized database. So if we're talking about a mobile app, the noise would be added on the individual's mobile device before the data is sent to the app server. And then in the central model, all the raw data is stored in a central database. Noise is then added to calculations performed on the data, such as the calculation of summary statistics. This ensures that published reports won't leak private information about individuals, but as with any centralized data collection, the data may be vulnerable to hackers, subpoenas, or misuse. Then there's also this question of how much noise to add. If we add a lot of noise, we end up with a strong privacy guarantee but poor accuracy, so our data is less useful. On the other hand, if we add only a little bit of noise, we'll get high accuracy and utility, but the privacy guarantee might be quite weak. The parameter epsilon controls this trade-off. So we've conducted two studies related to two key challenges in developing effective communication around differential privacy. The first challenge is that while the local and central models are conceptually similar in that they both involve adding noise to data, the privacy implications are quite different. So a good explanation of differential privacy should account for these differences. The second major challenge lies in this epsilon parameter that controls the privacy utility trade-off. Interpreting and explaining this parameter is not particularly straightforward, though it's important to understand the implications of this parameter if you want to evaluate the strength of the privacy protection. And if you're around later this week, Priyanka will be presenting this paper at USENIX Security. So I won't be getting into the details of either study today, but I'll highlight some of the key takeaways from both projects. The first takeaway is that a good explanation should explicitly state the implications of differential privacy in concrete terms. In some cases, it may also be helpful to include some information about how differential privacy works, but this information alone isn't enough to help people understand the implications of their data sharing decisions. This takeaway from our studies echoes prior work on explaining differential privacy and other privacy technologies. Another finding from both studies is that people care about both privacy and utility. So for example, in one study, we asked respondents to imagine that they're filling out a survey at work and that they're having issues with an unsupportive manager. So one respondent wrote, "Even though I would worry about the consequences, I hope that this might be an opportunity for my boss to reflect on why I don't feel supported. It might help start a conversation." So the appeal of differential privacy is that it allows people to share data for causes they believe in while still offering provable privacy guarantees. So while our work so far has focused on explaining privacy implications, there would be value in laying out the utility implications as well. And then finally, we caution against using willingness to share data as the main measure of explanation quality, because a good explanation may, in some cases, decrease data sharing. For example, if you're particularly concerned about data misuse, A good explanation of central differential privacy may very well dissuade you from sharing your data. Other measures, such as risk comprehension, may be more useful indicators of explanation quality. Thank you.